Poirot. Poirot. Hey guys, and welcome back to our YouTube channel. In this episode, or the series of episodes we're going to do, we're going to be talking you through this Aston Martin DB6 behind me here. So this kind of initially came to us about 6 months ago, just some local repairs on the front end, but under further inspection, we found just an absolute number of horrors going on. So at that point, we had to hold fire, speak to the customer and report our findings. Unfortunately, it's not good news. What you see here is kind of going on theme throughout the front end. So the only way forward with this was to get a whole new complete front end made. So that has been done and finished now by a company called Body Lines. They do all the reproduction panels for these. And now it's finally back with us to have the front end reskinned and have the paintwork done as well. So first port of call would be to obviously strip down, mask up everything as best as we can, because the engine and everything is still in situ. So we've got to make sure that is fully protected. And then we've gone around the car, gone around the front end, and we've kind of worked out where we're going to put all our join lines, where we're going to make our cuts, and how we're going to remove it as in one piece, well, as whole as we can, really. So we're going to start by doing our cuts, shave down the flanges, and hopefully, once all the rivets and that out, then it will come off in one hit. There's quite a few nasty filler areas which we have seen, which have been filled over the rivets and everything like that. So this is going to throw some surprises at us, I'm sure. And we know we've also got some steel repairs to do on the framework underneath the aluminium skin. So that being said, it should make some good, interesting episodes. So you get to see us do some steel metal work, how we prep it all before putting on the aluminium, some aluminium metal work, and then finally into paintwork as well. So yeah, keep watching, guys. Stay tuned. It's going to be a good one. Gonna be stuck in dick. As we're going around and Kenzie's taking back all the areas where we're going to be cutting and splitting the front end, down here where the front wings meet the sills, we've found our first worrying problem. So this would be a join line, and instead of welding it, it was just covered in filler. You can see the gap that was there, which is a little bit scary. So I don't know if it's had wing work before or it's had seals at some point and someone just hasn't bothered welding it together. Unfortunately, it's just been put in place and held together with hopes and dreams. So, but we've ground away all the join-in return edges now. So we're drilling out all the rivets. A lot of the rivets have been filled over as well, so it's been a bit more awkward than it should be, but we're nearly there, and we should, at the end of the day, be ready to take the front end off. we go. Ta-da! So we now have the complete front end of the Aston Martin. It's kind of highlighted exactly what we thought we would find. So from the inside you could see there was rust issues around here, and all along this bonnet liner on the aluminium you're getting corrosion transferred through. So it's not actually completely rusted on the inner steel frame on it. It's actually pretty good, but what you have is where the aluminium wraps around the steel frame, then you have like a cloth membrane and it's all sealed up. But over the years the sealer paint disappears and the cloth membrane had worn through as well, so that transferred the corrosion from the steel up through the aluminium. So the only way to get around that is to take this off. So what we've got to do, we've got to replace this whole steel front section here. It's got rust holes coming all the way along there, which is commonplace because this is where the water collects, and if your drain holes are blocked up, that's what happens. And yeah, on this side here it was apparent because it's cracked all along here, so that was all made to fill up. And we've got the same sort of thing to deal with up along here. It's had like just poor repairs in the past. Talking about poor repairs, we found some interesting stuff down the bottom of the doorpost. So this has had some kind of, I don't really know how to describe it, fuckery. Yeah, so this has happened at some point in its life. While we've got it off, it makes sense to rip all that crap out and do it properly. We have kind of accounted for a certain amount of metalwork repairs underneath the aluminium skin, so hopefully we can get them all done within that time. The other side is completely rotten out down here, so we have to manufacture the whole bottom of the doorpost on the other side. But apart from that, we should be maybe a week in steel rust repairs, and then there's a lot of prep work and getting this coated in an epoxy primer before looking at reskinning. So yeah, stay tuned and we'll run you through the process of how we rectify and repair all the inner steel skeleton. Go. To the front end, we've now removed the top scuttle panel. The reason why we've left this till last is because the dashboard and everything was still in, so all that had to be removed before we could get this. So we've been waiting for that to be removed, so we get this and remove it safely without damaging anything. I'm quietly surprised at how good the condition is of the framework underneath here, because usually if you do the front end you could possibly get away with leaving this on, but we had a lot of corrosion issues bleeding through the paintwork up here on the windscreen recess, which would say to me that rust has come through from the inside, transferred onto the aluminium, bled through. But in this case, the steelwork behind is actually pretty good. So the corrosion issues on this must have been down to just poor preparation management in the bare metal stages. So we've had to replace that anyways and give this a clean up. But yeah, I was anticipating finding a few more rust repairs that need doing under here, so that is all pretty good. So what we'll do now is we will clean the whole front end down, wire wheel everything, all the rust and everything, and get it coated in Furtan, which is like a rust inhibitor sealer. So it encapsulates the rust and converts it into a solid, a stable state, so you can go straight over with a sealer primer. Obviously, any major corrosion, serious pitting, then we will repair and replace. But at this point, we've got a bit more metal work to do, which we found down the bottom of the doorposts and in the ends of the sill plates. So what we'll do is we'll assess the damage or the poor previous repairs and assess what we've got to do here, and just get a report across to the customer before we carry on doing any of these repairs. So we've got a good plan of action going forward. But we'll reevaluate our estimate and get back to the customer, and yeah, and that'll be, well, let's call that the end of this episode. This will be episode 1. Yeah, if you're interested in all this and what we're doing, then by all means follow us and stay tuned for the next episode on this front end replacement.